What's going on, everyone? So for the third time in less than a month, the Lakers take on the Houston Rockets. First time we didn't have Anthony Davis, and Houston absolutely smacked us. Second time, Lakers won and beat the Houston Rockets by the hair of their chinny chin chin. They won 105-104. So this game, I really want to see the Lakers get the W. This time we are in LA, just like the last time. Lakers have been very good at home. We'd like to see a little momentum building, right? Go beat Houston, because we got to follow this game up with a game against the Phoenix Suns on the 5th of December, and that's the in-season tournament knockout round. So we got to start building some momentum here going into that. And one huge step in that direction is we finally got Vando and Rui Hachimura back, right? Rui has played in several games this year, but this is the Vandalorians' first time taking on the NBA thus far this season. So I am pumped to see Jared Vanderbilt. Now, obviously, look, I don't know if he necessarily starts today. Two, obviously it's going to take him a little while to kind of get his legs under him, get NBA game ready, right? Get his timing down, all of those things. But I could not be more excited. And then Rui Hachimura, I mean, the guy, you can make an argument, like a genuine argument, that not named LeBron James, Rui Hachimura has been the most consistent guy for the Lakers this far. The problem is that he just isn't getting consistency minute-wise. But even in the low-minute games, he's been very well for like minutes per points and just impact and stuff like that. So Rui's been very important for the Lakers this year. Also, just the sizable wings that we were lacking. Now we have basically everybody back this game except for Gabe Vincent. Hopefully Gabe Vincent will be right around the corner. But this is huge. And I wanted this to happen before the Phoenix Suns game. We talked about it a couple weeks ago even, that when we were like kind of looking ahead and going like, when do I see Vando and everyone coming back? I was hoping we'd get it sooner. I was hoping like somewhere in that like Sixers to Thunder range. But like even the other day, I was like, hey, can we get it for at least that Rockets game? Because I want at least a game. I would have liked 2 or 3 games, but at least a game for everyone to get their feet wet, for everyone to kind of just get into the rhythm and the flow, right? Because it's very hard to go from basically just light drills and stuff like that to boom, here you go, full-fledged action NBA and adjusting to just the pace and the physicality and just everything. There's no replicating what actually goes on in an NBA game. You can run drills, you can run sets, you could run scrimmages, you could play at your local Y, you could do whatever you want. There's no replicating the impact of just an actual NBA game. And so even though Vando specifically isn't like an offensive guy, you still need to get your timing down for even the defensive side of the basketball. So I'm glad that we're getting it in the Rockets game, but let's dive into the players individually, right? So first off, Rui Hachimura. Again, Rui, if you said he has been our most consistent guy next to LeBron James, I would not even hesitate to argue that. Like, he has just game in and game out provided everything that you want. He's averaging 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist on 50% shooting. You've seen the improvements, like genuinely. He's been working all offseason. You've seen the improvements in his shooting, his 3-point shot. You've seen the improvements in his just decision-making, not settling, getting to the basketball. He was working with LeBron James all offseason, and you've seen that translate. You've even seen LeBron and Rui and their chemistry really pick it up. As I've mentioned, he hasn't gotten the consistency minutes. Like, if you look at like his average this year, he's averaging 23.3 minutes per game. But if you've actually followed the games and watched along, he'll have a game where he'll get like 30 minutes, and then he'll have a game where he'll get like 7 minutes. And it's just like game in and game out, which it's hard at times for him because he's the 4. He has to play the 4. We've tried him at the 3. In some matchups, some spots, sure, he can play the 3, but he's a 4 or small 5, We've seen him have a lot of success in both regards because he doesn't have the lateral quickness to stay in front of some of these quicker, twitchier guards or forwards, right? So Rui having to play the 4, it's hard when LeBron James at this stage of his career, aged about to be 39, in year 21, and he has to play the 4. There's only so many minutes when LeBron's playing 36 to 40 minutes. But if we can get healthy and everyone is together and we start rattling off some wins and LeBron doesn't have to play 40 minutes a game, then that might get Rui a little more consistency. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, in those minutes thus far this season, he's averaging 9 field goal attempts. As I mentioned, 50% shooting from the field. He is averaging 53%, 52.9% from 3. It's so far, again, it's only been 12 games he's played. But in the 12 games he's played, he's averaging by far his highest field goal percentage for an entire season. He had in 2021, 2022 season, he shot 44.7%, but that was only in 42 games. That was with the injuries and stuff like that. So hopefully he can kind of continue to play, continue to shoot this well, continue to have these improvements. Like I said, you've really seen the impact and just the level of play on both sides of the basketball for him. His intensity picking up, the way he is just attacking the basket more, being more decisive, not as passive. Him and LeBron James connection. Absolutely love what I'm seeing from Rui Hachimura. But following up with the man that I am extremely excited for. Obviously, I'm excited for Rui, but we've already seen Rui, right? Rui's played 12 games. Vando. So many questions about Jared Vanderbilt. Seriously, so many questions. First off, what does his offense look like, right? His shooting. We only have a 1-game preseason sample size, in that 1-game preseason sample size, he did make 2 out of 3 threes, right? And he missed his first one, so he made back-to-back threes in that game. Obviously, we know what he could do on the defensive end. So Lakers are fluctuating back and forth between top 10 to 11 defense. They're one game, they're top 10. Next game, they're top 11. But Jared Vanderbilt alone, at worst, will make them top 5. Lakers last season went from middle of the pack defensively to the number 1 defense in the league with just Jared Vanderbilt. This year, we have, Cam Reddish, who's been phenomenal defensively, right, Torrey and Prince. Right? We've been top 10 without Jared Vanderbilt. You add in Jared Vanderbilt, we're at least probably top 5, if not number 1 defense in the league again. Because Jared Vanderbilt's impact is just so massive. I mean, the guy is the best, if not arguably the best on-ball, one-on-one defender in the entire league. And it's not even just so much that he's great at just defending and locking down individual players. It's how much ground this guy covers. The guy covers, how many times have we seen Jared Vanderbilt? And it's like he's covering 5 guys on the court at once. It's like he's teleporting. He'll be over here, and then he's over here, and then he's over here, and then he's back over here, and then he's back over here. And then, I even posted a short while back here on this channel that Jared Vanderbilt is defending Steph Curry, cuts off Curry, stays in front of him, chases him, follows him. He ends up giving up the ball. He's following him around, fighting through all the screens. Comes back around. Steph gets the ball again. He cuts off Steph. Steph tries to go baseline to the basket. He cuts off that. Steph Curry passes it to the cutter who's heading to the rim. And Jared Vanderbilt runs over, blocks the shot. And we're heading the other way. It's just dude, that might be the best. That might be the single greatest defensive possession I've ever seen in my life, considering what he had to do. It's just the ground and the impact he covers. Anthony Davis covers so much ground. Right? It's he's everywhere. Teams are doing everything they can to try to score on Anthony Davis, and they just can't. Right? He's just covered so much ground. Well, you add Jared Vanderbilt, now you got those 2 guys, and then you add in Cam Reddish, who's been doing that. I mean, the Lakers are going to be ridiculous. I can't wait for the Vando, Reddish, and Anthony Davis lineup, which I think that they should start that, and we'll talk about that some more. I want to see first, because at least at the time of recording this video, No word on if he has a minute restriction and whether he starts to come off the bench. My guess is he comes off the bench just to kind of, I don't expect them to start him right away. Maybe he does, but more likely than not, you bring him off the bench, right? Kind of let him get his feet wet, kind of allow him to get some time to adjust, right? Again, timing, everything. But offensively is the thing that, right, like outside of hitting the open shots, I see a lot of people that are just like, he doesn't provide and he's not going to change the Lakers' offense. It's not true. He absolutely will. Because, yes, like shooting the basketball, big question mark. Even his hands at times, big question mark. But here's what he does that impacts the Lakers on the offensive end. Rebounding. Whether it's defensive rebounds or offensive rebounds, he gets both. And he usually averages around 7 rebounds per game. Those rebounds lead to more opportunities for the Lakers. Obviously, if they're offensive rebounds, well then you get a second chance opportunity, which raises your point total. Defense in transition and steals, right? So creating turnovers, getting steals, right? Deflections, all of those things that lead to more possessions for the Lakers, which raises your offensive point total, right? So Jared Vanderbilt absolutely will have an impact on the offensive side of the basketball just through his defense, right? Now, obviously, no one's expecting him to be Kevin Durant out there offensively, but I would like to see him knock down the occasional shot, right? If he could give us, 2 or 3 threes on average a game, made, then that would be great, right? I don't expect him to shoot, 60, 70%, but can he just be around league average? If he can just be around league average, then the Lakers are going to be great with him. So we need him around 35, 36% from 3, and the Lakers should be in good shape. But I don't know. I'm excited. I'm pumped for Jared Vanderbilt. First game back. Obviously, I want to kind of see, and I want people to understand, we got to be a little patient with him. Because it's not going to be just like, oh, here he is right off the bat, best defensive guy in the league again. It's going to take him probably a couple games to just get his feet wet, right? Because, again, you have to get your timing down, right? Understanding player movements, all that stuff. It takes a while. But he's definitely going to have an impact on the defense side. He's definitely going to have an impact on the offensive side, right? He's extremely valuable and just covers so much ground for the Lakers. Again, he's not the cure-all. He's not like the Lakers' savior, but he's definitely going to have a huge impact. And I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Are you pumped that Vando and Rui are back? What do you expect to see from these guys? Do you think they start them? Do you think they don't? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.